Welcome back to the Reptiles With Podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about what I'm calling the FWC Massacre. But before we get started, I figured I can let out some disclaimers, some warnings. If you're sensitive to the topic of animal death, the first half of this podcast might not be for you. Also, we recorded this around the time where the first post was made, so there's been a bunch of new videos, a bunch of new information that have come out. So what we're going to do is we're going to record a part 2 to the subject matter as we wait for us to combine all this information and give some more thoughts. What I did for this podcast is that I edited out all the irrelevant conversation that we had. But all in all, it's the same show. We do talk a lot about it. We do different topics. We laugh, we argue, we do the whole thing. Let's get started.
It's podcast time!
You're so disgusting.
FWC officers showed up unannounced at a reptile facility and slaughtered 34 pythons and 1 pregnant boa. The pet boa was misidentified as a python and, according to its owner, Bill McAdam, executed via nail gun to the head, likely a bolt gun, by 4 FWC officers. The officers also killed 29 reticulated pythons and 5 Burmese pythons owned by Chris Coffey. Under prior directive from FWC, Coffey was forced to maintain the snakes in captivity for over a year since a deadline had passed to rehome the animals. All right. Coffey had a large collection of retics and burms, which were possessed legally with the CSP, the Conditional Species Permit, before FWC passed prohibited species rules in 2021.
In other words, he got it before they were made illegal.
Yeah. Correct. Should I keep reading, or?
I mean,
I think one important thing was that he had they told him that, hey, you have a certain deadline to get rid of the animals, and he had called FWC and was like, hey, I haven't been able to liquidate them all. What do I do? And he called them to let them know that was happening.
I'm gonna read one thing because I saw something that said criminal charges, so I think this is important.
Oh yeah, he got mad criminal charges, 2 per, right?
So it's FWC responded by raiding Coffey's facility, arresting him, and issuing him with 2 charges for each retic and burm possessed, for a total of 72 criminal charges.
Holy crap.
Rather than seize the animals, FWC officers told Coffey to continue to keep the snakes in captivity and that he could not rehome or euthanize them, or he would be arrested again.
Yep.
Coffey's life has turned upside down and is on probation for etc.
And that was the end of the post?
No, there's definitely more, but
yeah,
no, not more, but how did they end it?
Oh, I don't know, with words, usually? Probably. Yeah. All right, and then I'm going to describe some of these graphic photos. I'm not going to show them for obvious reasons. The first photo is of a boa in what looks like... Actually, don't know. It looks kind of like a freezer.
Yeah, it's in a freezer already.
Okay. It's a boa in a freezer. It's a bloody fucking mess. The next photo is a boa displayed on the freezer, just I guess trying to measure it.
Hole in the head.
It looks, fuck yeah. Then the third photo is a crime scene. There's blood everywhere.
Yeah.
Then we have Officer Shitbag with a retic on the floor and a big smile on his face, which, just so you guys know, when this thing came out, Chuck put a beautiful picture of me on this guy's face.
That's funny.
Oh, it was, dude.
And yeah, I mean that's
when Yoshii finds the frog breeders.
All right, how are we feeling about this?
Wild. It was insane. And okay, so I reached out to Coffey. He hasn't responded yet. But I was like, I want to get the whole story. This doesn't feel full to me. For some reason, I'm like, for some reason, it doesn't make sense that some FWC officers would go to someone's house to lose their jobs. I'm kind of like, that's kind of nuts.
Well, not only that, the reason why I don't see it, the full story there is they allowed them to keep it. You're not allowed to euthanize. And if they're going to confiscate, yes, they euthanize them themselves.
Yeah.
And that's a form of euthanasia. That is something that happens. You that don't eat meat, pigs, how do they kill pigs?
Yeah.
Exactly like that. So that is...
Well, not nail gun to the head, but...
Yes, that is a thing.
Sometimes.
Yeah. That is an option.
Usually they bloodlet.
Yeah, but that is an option. I'm saying that's an option for euthanasia legally.
Yeah.
That's the a lot of people, this is it's a bloody fucking mess, inhumane, but legally, that's euthanasia. And we'll go more into that in a second. So FWC officers just show up to kill the snakes. That to me does not add up right there.
Yeah.
Because what about everybody else that has them and is grandfathered in?
Yeah.
Why isn't it like, why is he the only one?
Something is wrong here.
Yeah. It's like, why is he the only one? Like, we have those snakes.
Yeah. The
And-
shop that I used to be at
Bro,
has those snakes.
we just got checked and they literally were just, oh yeah, you guys are grandfathered in. Let's check that enclosure. Boom, done.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like whoever has these snakes get killed.
No.
Why did his get
Yeah.
killed? Mind you, the boa shit's fucked up.
Yeah. They
Like, that's
misidentified the
fucked
boa.
up.
That's fucked
Like,
up.
I'm not saying FWC is right. I'm not saying this is wrong. I'm just saying it is very incomplete. And on the Facebook post of that, in the comment section, they asked USARC, hey, this is incomplete. Can we get the full story?
really?
Oh,
And
someone was like, oh, can I see the news story? Can I see the
and they got
data,
sassy with the
whatever?
dude. Like, oh, we're still catching up with the story. We'll update you.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, you better update, motherfucker, because like that's what I don't like about them. They always keep stories halfway. They only tell one side of the story. It's like, like you're not wrong. The boa shit, that's a point. Make that shit a point. Like you're good.
Yeah.
But to make it everything negative, this organization is horrible because of all this. Like, no, wait. Some of those things are illegal and they could
Something's
get
not
away.
adding up.
Yeah, some of those things are illegal and they could get away with it.
Yeah.
If the guy did some shit, let's say for example, the guy did some shit, gets arrested, the permit's under him.
Yeah.
Nobody can take care of the snakes illegally.
Yeah.
So they're gonna euthanize those animals.
You know-
let's say for example,
Yeah.
that's like me guessing
Yeah.
random
Let's say
shit.
you got them illegally. They're not supposed to be there. They would euthanize them regardless.
Yeah. And it's like, yo, I'm not for euthanasia, but like to say like a lot
What's
of
wrong
the
with
comments,
euthanasia?
huh?
What's wrong with euthanasia? What do you have against young people in China?
That's so nice, dude. That's so nice, dude. That was fire. That was fire.
We're
Okay.
not trying to laugh at the death of these animals.
No. Okay.
There's nothing better than the smell of coffee in the morning. Okay? There's also nothing better than the smell of reptiles in the morning. Psych. Reptiles with coffee. That's the smell you want. The strongest coffee, all right? We have it for you. Head on over to the description or go to coldbloodedcaffeine.com and use the code REPTILESWITH to get your Reptiles with coffee today. I will say, I do think that the story does seem incomplete.
It is
For sure. It does seem incomplete, but regardless of the circumstance, I don't think that it was... I don't think that is a way to handle what we're doing here. You know, I don't think that... I mean, there's no humane way to do these things. You know, everything that we do is inhumane. Let's be honest with you.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't think that a fucking massacre was okay.
Yeah.
Also, it was fucking gory as shit.
Yeah. It doesn't look good. It doesn't
No,
look
it
pretty.
doesn't.
But
If
how is
they
that
did-
different? How is that different from like the rats you end up
No,
killing
you're right.
for?
You're right.
Like,
So, but
bro,
I
it's
think-
all fair. Like if to us it looks horrible, to somebody that keeps rats, what we do is horrible,
Yeah,
and then to
yeah.
the next person, it's
Yeah.
like it's all perspective. And
Well,
it's like
that-
I'm not
that's
saying
what
it's
I'm
good.
saying, like-
I'm not saying it's good.
Yeah.
Good. I'm like just like
But
every
that's
perspective.
why I'm saying
like,
there's no humane way to do this.
Yeah.
But something that like really bothers me, like the thing that like I like saw and I was like, yo, this is so fucking annoying, is how little, like if it is true that they thought the boa was a python, like something that really frustrates me is that how little these FWC officers
They're
really
cops.
know.
They
Hold
can't
up,
identify
hold
every
up, hold up.
species. They
So
don't
with
know.
with that, their job is as FWC is.
Yeah.
What does FWC stand for?
Fuck.
I knew it.
So so like their job is for the conservation of Florida.
Yeah.
They just got put the rest on top of them. They're not supposed to know every single species.
Nope.
They're not supposed to know because that's reptiles. At that point, people keep all types of mammals and all. They don't have to know. That is not part of the job.
But then don't you think that we need a different organization
Nope.
to be...
Nope, because all like what organization? What USDA will fuck you.
No, I'm not saying one that's
What we
existing.
should do-
I'm not saying one that's
what we
existing.
should do-
bro. Like
No,
it's always going to be the
it's
same.
this simple. You register the animal, and under the registration, you have to say on the outside of the enclosure what the animal is.
USRWC.
Oh my god.
USARC Wildlife Commission. Absolutely not. Because then with an organization
yeah,
like
yeah.
that, they will go too far to the other side.
Yeah.
Where it's like every animal in cages, and
Yeah,
they
yeah,
say,
yeah.
oh, they're for concept bullshit.
Yeah.
Like poaching like crazy for money, importation like crazy. Like that's horrible too, bro. Like both sides do not like the hobby itself. I've always said like the hobby itself has more negatives than positives because of that. Because there's only those two. Either horrible or horrible.
And so does government. Government's even worse.
I mean, no, I'm saying,
like
one of the horribles is the government. What I'm saying is, I'm saying not government horrible. It's like both things. It's like
I think honestly, just having a registration process and then putting the ID of the animal on the outside can't be that hard.
Yeah, I don't think that. I mean, it's fucking grotesque what happened. It is. You know, but I don't know. Like, I just
like if that happened with my animals, bro.
There has to be a reason, but it's. I don't think to treat the animals like that is not justifiable.
Chuck's gonna be like, you know what? I broke the law.
To not know the animal.
Right.
Motherfucker broke another one.
I don't. Yeah, I definitely don't justify FWC's actions, but I do want to know what other people think. So fucking leave a comment and yell at Chuck for he defended FWC.
No,
he did it. We got him on tape.
I'm saying fuck both sides. That's where I'm
saying I will refuse to have a side until there's more information out.
I'm saying I'm in the middle.
Something's weird.
I'm with you, Tino, bitch.
I'm gonna read some of the comments from the post that Tino got from us.
Tell the names too. Point them out. Them motherfuckers. Just kidding.
All right, so Carson Dog __.
You dog ass motherfucker.
Sounds like they at the very least need to be more educated on the whole animal subject. This is just sad.
You know what? I will say this too. If they're like let's say the up in command, the higher ups are like, hey, you're gonna go to this place and you're gonna shoot the fuck out of these guys retics. This is a picture of a retic. This is what one looks like.
That's how,
here you go. You can take it with you.
He had morphs.
This is multiple pictures of retics.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. That's the thing.
This is what they look like.
That's the thing. That's a great point right there. Like they don't. It's not their job to know morphs.
You're right.
Species,
that is
bro.
hard.
Because then if they gotta learn all the reptiles, they gotta learn all the mammals. You know how many species there are?
Yeah, we don't even. We're in the reptile industry. We don't know everyone.
They don't have to.
If they're gonna be dictating what the fuck it is that we're doing, they should have to know.
They don't.
Some basic ass knowledge on this shit.
They don't. Because they
don't, but they should.
No, they do. They shouldn't. They deal with already wildlife, like
I will
actual
say
wildlife.
This. I'll say this.
Maybe they're gonna be the ones that are dictating us.
I will say maybe they don't have the obligation.
No, they don't.
But if they fuck up, you get on their ass. If this is true, if they shot a boa unprompted misidentification, he should go after the government.
That is
go
different.
after FWC.
And he should, and that is different. But they don't have to know those things because there are too many species.
That's not an excuse.
It is because, okay, this is FWC, Wildlife Commission. They're supposed to focus on the wildlife of Florida.
You're right.
Your shit, the pet trade.
You're right.
The pet trade is a privilege. They're giving you the privilege of keeping these animals under these rules.
No, you're right.
And there's too many to do. They don't have to.
No, you're right. You're right. But if that sector is supposed to govern us, they should have better education on what it is that we're doing and the animals that we work with.
You know, to be a cop, you only need to be a police officer.
If the black and the whitelist things are coming up,
bro,
like they're gonna have to know these things.
So
they're the ones that are dictating us. Bro. They're dictating us. They should know what the fuck they're doing.
Yes, but
what are you talking about?
See, here's the thing. Here's the thing. To be a police officer, you only need 6 months in the police academy. That's it. And there is actual laws that protect police officers to say like, hey, it might not be illegal, but if it feels illegal, the law protects you. If it feels to your judgment that something wrong is happening, there are laws that can protect you.
Yeah. But the thing is,
the cop,
they don't have to.
A cop needs only 6 months, but a lawyer needs years and a degree.
The thing is this.
You know, that's
insane.
The thing is this. That's crazy.
There's thousands of species. Let's say we push for them to know more. You know what they can do?
What?
How does that help conservation and what we actually work for? It doesn't cut it all out. Fuck it. Because they don't have to know that shit, Yoshi. They don't. You might want them to, but they don't have to. Their focus
definitely
is
want
not
them
this.
to.
Here, I'll give you one more
The
example.
thing is, it doesn't matter what their focus is.
It does.
If this is the governing body, if this is the governing body that's supposed to dictate what it is that we're doing, they need to have a better education on the thing.
You work at a reptile store, right?
Yes.
And we don't just sell reptiles. We also sell invertebrates.
Yes.
If I told you, hey, Yosh, here's a nail gun. You have to shoot every single particular species, this particular species of the arachnids that we have. Do you think you could do it if they were not labeled?
I think I can do that. No, but I definitely would try to fucking figure it the fuck out.
But you work at a reptile store. You should know.
Exactly.
Oh, I'll do you one better. I'll do you one better.
Go ahead.
I work I am physically located at a reptile store.
Yeah.
My job has nothing to do with selling reptiles. My job has everything to do
building
with
a website.
online marketplaces.
Yeah.
So if you tell me, hey, can you take this off the website? And I'm like, I don't know what it is that I'm doing.
That is different.
Hey, the officer's job is just to go to places and
yeah.
shoot
That's
boas.
that's
No,
like
no,
his
no,
job.
no, no,
that's
no,
like
no, no,
that's
no.
like saying, hey, dude,
That's
like
it. You know-
you hire a
that
fucking
is
web
exactly-
developer
bro,
and you
bro,
say, hey,
bro.
develop me a reptile
Bro.
website, and you expect him to
You
know
just
the
proved
fucking
my point.
no.
Yes, FWC, their job, the main job from the beginning was to focus on wildlife. This shit was extra shit they got put on.
Okay,
It's
but you-
extra random shit.
Okay, but then what are they doing to educate their fucking officers?
They don't
Clearly
have
fucking
to.
nothing.
They don't have to because
But they're governing us.
bro,
They should know
they will have to
something.
know every species, every morph, what you're breeding. They will have to know too many things. They don't
No,
have
dude.
to. Yes.
All they have to do
They don't have to.
is watch
They
some
don't have
videos
to.
on YouTube teaching you how to breed
don't
ball
have to.
Brewer's
pythons.
new TV
No,
show.
listen.
We got it figured out.
But they don't have to. Some of them.
I think that they should. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Some of them, you know,
Yeah.
and because you think that, let's say you push for that, they can take all your shit away.
Look, okay,
and
I
then
think-
they end.
but
I
you
will
gotta
also
understand
say
that
that when
I'm not saying.
do you remember
I'm
when they were gonna raid Area 51?
yeah.
They had to train, like officers had to train and educate their their soldiers.
Whatever the fuck.
Their
Let's call them that,
subordinates. Their subordinates. What like a Naruto run was.
Yeah,
They're like, hey, you have to know what this is because it might happen. They might do this shit here, and you
And
need
this
to
is how
know.
to defend
you're
against
dealing,
it,
you're
you
dealing
know?
with people though.
So-
it's different. You're dealing with people.
This is the
You're
jutsu.
dealing
You're
with
right.
people.
A
You're
Naruto
dealing
run
with
is
people.
easier to learn than the retic morphs.
Yeah,
100%.
yeah. Like, that's what I'm saying.
okay, but
it's
this is the thing.
impossible to know it all.
It is definitely
It is
possible.
impossible
Maybe-
to know it all.
I know it all.
Go ahead.
Tino pretends to know it all.
This guy.
I know most of it.
If right now, let's say we put you in the Everglades,
Yeah.
and I tell you, find me a specific species of
Okay,
snake.
but I don't
that is
work
very rare.
out there.
Yes, but you're in the reptiles. Let's say we put that
Yeah,
on
but
top
that
of you.
doesn't. No,
let's
that's
say we put that on top
different.
of you.
That is very
it does.
different. That's so
it's-
broad, dude. That is very broad.
Knowing all the species is broad.
No.
It is very broad.
No.
It
First
is
off,
very
I'm not
broad.
saying, yo, you have to. You're gonna tell me that the FWC that's supposed to be fucking dictating what it is that
Yes.
we are doing doesn't
By
know
the
the
way-
difference
by the way-
between a
by the
fucking
way-
Burmese
by the way-
python that they say are all over the fucking Everglades and a fucking common
By
boa
the way,
constrictor.
though, the ones that's governing you is not the same ones that are checking you. Those are two
they
different
can check
things.
these nuts. I don't
Bro,
give a
those are
fuck,
two different
dude.
things. That's the thing with like sometimes USR goes after FWC like straight up like that. And it's like, yo, like there are different parts of FWC is a huge organization. They have the top dogs that are running shit and making all the fucking rules. And
real
then you have the
estaters.
officers that just want a fucking job and just get it just to
do
do
what
it.
they need to do.
Those guys don't have to like they don't know
Well,
anything.
we definitely have to figure something out because I definitely
What
do
if-
think that
you know what can
what
be
if they just
figured
bring an
out? They're gonna
expert?
take everything away.
No, what if they
figure
just
it
bring an
out then.
expert? What if they just bring an expert and they're like, hey, Chuck,
They
you know
could've brought me
reptiles
in.
come in. Yeah. Would you be okay with that?
What?
Like they go to your place and they're like, we're gonna shoot every ball python. Some guy comes in and he's like, that's a ball python. That's a ball python.
Yeah.
That's a ball python.
Yeah, bring the
Okay.
experts because clearly FWC doesn't know what the fuck they're doing.
That's
Anyways,
why-
That's probably what they'll probably
and
have to do now
that's-
if they really did misidentify.
That's another part that I find silly sometimes whenever USR posted like whatever the fuck his name is from FWC talking shit.
also
about the curly
allegedly,
tails.
whatever we said, allegedly.
Yeah,
Because
allegedly
law.
as fuck. Yeah,
all allegedly.
Allegedly as shit, dude.
That motherfucker talking about curly tails or something. They were like, oh, he doesn't even know what curly tails are. Look at him. It's like he doesn't have to know, bro. Like he's
whole-
supposed to know Florida shit.
This whole podcast is allegedly.
Yeah,
Reptiles.
we
with
are
we are allegedly. We're
Reptiles-
allegedly here right now.
reptiles with a legend.
I'm gonna read Wesley Knight Jensen's comment here. Legal authorities should not have this kind of seizing power ever. They
Well,
can't
they
be
do.
allowed to.
They do. It's like
Well, they do.
They
You know
should,
what?
and
though?
they should.
I wonder,
And they should.
and you're gonna hate this because it's like, oh, it's diverting the problem. But if they would not do this with like dogs or cats, not that dogs or cats are illegal, but if they were like, let's say it was a health hazard, there's too many cats or there's too many dogs, they would never ever euthanize on site.
they have
On site, cats
not
and
them,
dogs,
not them, but organizations, yes.
or some organizations.
yeah, but not them, not FWC, not the
yeah,
government.
They would
not, yeah,
never do that.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
would be like, hey, we're gonna take them away.
Yeah, but
we're
that
gonna
is-
put them in a pound.
Yeah, but that is because-
we might kill them.
Yeah, but that is
they're not
because
gonna kill them on site like that.
because they're gonna have to fight the whole fucking country. But if you think about it, they
Oh, look at this.
like hold on. You sometimes mention like mention any mammal that they do that with. Pigs, wild pigs.
do
They
that
do
with
that
pigs.
with like
Yeah.
in bad, bro.
Yeah, especially I know with farms for malpractice or uncleanliness conditions.
No, I'm talking
they do
about
do that.
hogs. I'm talking about hogs, like wild
wild
hogs.
hogs.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, they go out there and mark them, bro.
Well,
They put
yeah,
them in
I
a
mean-
trap, and you know, like
Yeah.
That is the way.
I mean, they
it
did it with
works.
berms.
Yeah, that's the way it works. It's like, oh, they only do that because of reptiles. No, they
But
do
it's
that with
different
a
if
lot.
it's inside. It's different if it's my pet pig.
Yeah, no, I'm saying like in general. I'm saying in general, like they
So-
do that. With all that.
If you want to support us, head on over to modernreptileshop.com or in the description where you can find our merch. And the best part is that a percent of the proceeds from the merch gets donated to conservation. One more time, that's modernreptileshop.com or head on over to the description. Last week's podcast, you guys weren't fucking here. It was me and Alex. We spoke about Morphmarket, and
M&M.
we have hopefully a new fucking audience from that because that shit fucking killed. So if you are watching us on YouTube and you did like the podcast, please go and check out us on like the streaming platforms because we're gonna be adding a show to the week on Mondays through the streaming platforms only. That's exclusively
Is
through
it
streaming platforms.
you
not
and
on
Alex?
YouTube. It's gonna be me and Alex, and we're gonna be talking pretty much reptile business stuff. It's gonna be an extension of this. And we're going to be talking about what it is to have a business in this fucking community. And we'll talk about different things to do as a business owner to win and thrive in this ever-changing market. But the reason why I bring that up, Morphmarket, they posted this on one of their blogs. And I wanted to see if you guys had any opinions on this.
I don't give a fuck. Just kidding. Go ahead.
Actually, I think you will.
I will.
This
I
one you
will.
will. This one you will.
We are now offering dogs and cats on our website.
All right. What is, or rather, I'm going to preface this. What is something that we always ponder on this podcast, that we always debate?
Hybrids.
Oh, I know what it is. I know what it is because you already mentioned it earlier.
The ethics and morality of keeping reptiles.
Oh, yeah, whether it actually happened at all.
And after the Morphmarket podcast, Darian, the person who bought Morphmarket, called me, and we spent about an hour on the phone. And this was a very big topic that we spoke about. It was the ethics of keeping these animals and what it means when we sell these animals. You know, and the changing of the structure and the way that we see these animals as there's a fucking moth trying to kill
It
me.
thinks
I'm
you're a
sorry, guys. He tried to eat it. But the ethics of keeping these animals and selling them without really thinking them specifically as a commodity, because that just makes it
As an
ugly.
object?
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
of course.
It's alive, right? So it reads, position on ethics of animal keeping and business. Morphmarket believes there is a responsibility to all keepers to uphold certain ethical standards. These ethics apply to private collections and businesses alike. As a part of our efforts to maintain a healthy and responsible community, Morphmarket supports USARC as a platinum member. I knew he was going to do that. And requires our users to commit to this code of ethics.
They made a code of ethics?
Yep.
The U.S. government hasn't even done that.
Check it out.
That's awesome.
All right.
It kind of is. It's just not called that. And it's
So-
horrible. It's a horrible one. It's terrifying.
All right. Conservation. Conservation of wildlife and its natural habitats are the cornerstone and responsible. Oh, sorry, are the cornerstone of responsible keeping. Our beliefs: captive breeding increases natural populations by decreasing the market for wild-caught animals.
True.
Captive breeding builds a sustainable population of endangered animals.
Sure.
Doesn't matter.
All
Biologically
population.
dead.
Yeah,
All right, let me
all
read-
population.
Biologically
Let me
dead.
read
That's bullshit right there.
We're going to
But-
dissect them. We're going to
Yeah.
dissect these things. Positive experience with reptiles help more people care more about the environment they are native to and be more vocal in advocating for conservation.
Facts.
That I'm
Okay.
for, yeah.
Our actions. Morphmarket focuses on captive bred animals. We respond seriously to any complaints about ads which violate laws of conservation.
Good. I like
I
that.
mean-
I like the end.
Yeah, I mean, I think legally you're obligated to.
Of what?
Like, okay, let's say someone is selling a plowshare tortoise on Morphmarket. You cannot put that animal on Morphmarket. Like, I think the law
Yeah.
says
Yeah.
you can't.
Yeah.
You cannot sell that animal. So, I guess that's something they have to do anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
I'm gonna read. Wait, you got something before I read the next one.
I just hope it's not a front because everybody could say this out loud and not do
So,
it. I just hope
as
it's not a
far
front.
as I know from Darian, he posts a lot on Instagram. Oh, sorry, on Facebook, and he's pretty much public about that. He's like constantly like donating to like conservation and stuff like that.
He is the real deal.
What did you say?
Like, yeah, he is the real deal.
He seems like the real deal. I mean, I had one phone call with this dude. He seems all right. It's not like he's like my best friend. But he's-
And people always have the same. That's the best interest in
I
things.
think-
I just hope.
I think
He
that
does.
Morphmarket is in better hands as it
Okay.
stands right now.
Yeah.
Ecology. Healthy environments with thriving, diverse populations of native species are critical for the overall health of our entire planet.
Mm-hmm.
Our beliefs. We believe non-native species should never be released into the wild. There is never a circumstance that justifies this act. We believe it is wrong to collect native species from the wild without specific government-approved permits. Even with permits, the collection of wild animals should only be done by those with the experience and resources to properly care for them and acclimate them to captivity.
Yeah.
Yep.
Our actions. We respond seriously to any complaints about sellers who violate local, state, and federal or international laws regarding the collection, trade, and transportation of native, non-native species. How do we feel about that?
That part,
Yeah.
like the end of all of that, I'm for all of that, and it's very doable, and like, it sounds great. I just hope it's not a front, because a lot of people can say it and be a front.
Okay.
It's like, I hope, because this is the thing, you could write that down. I could write that down on a piece of paper. How do you know I'm really doing it?
Of course.
You know,
Gotcha.
I hope
Okay.
he shows it.
Yeah.
I hope there's a way to show it. Like,
Yeah,
Of course.
for example,
it's banning sellers on Morphmarket.
I'm not gonna
like,
say,
oh, you're doing this? All right, banned.
I'm not gonna say one of the organizations just yet, but I'm gonna make this a topic very soon. But there's an organization that like collects money, and then like, you know, like tons of money, and then we go, what did the money go for? And we don't get showed.
That's
Like,
all organizations.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the government.
No,
Wrong.
I'm talking about something very specific.
Oh.
And then we go, okay, we're not donating money to that anymore. And now they're trying to show shit, and we're like, no, like you did some dirty shit with $100,000 over there that disappeared. I hope that he can show, hey, this is what we've done. This is where this amount of money. I'm not saying like, even if it's 1%, you know what I mean? Like, doesn't have to be 10%. It could be 1% of whatever you make goes to whatever this is where it went to.
Yeah.
And it, like, let's say he does, because you can say I donate to conservation, but in reality, it's a sanctuary that keeps exotic animals
Yeah.
for nonprofit.
Yeah.
That counts
Yeah.
on paper, but it's
Yeah.
not conservation.
Yeah.
And like animals in captivity, even you can make a population. People are gonna inbreed them as it is, because that's what this fucking industry is known for.
Yeah.
And the animal's biologically dead. You're not doing nothing for conservation in that aspect.
Gotcha.
So I don't like the wording of that there, but who knows?
Okay.
And there are some animals that can make it back to the wild, some that can't. So
I don't have a lot of hope for businesses being transparent about their finances. I am very, very
Well,
realistic.
private businesses do not need to be transparent.
They don't.
No,
need to
they
be. Yeah,
don't. No, they don't.
business
They
needs
don't.
to
No,
be.
no, they don't. Absolutely not. They don't. I'm not saying he has to. I'm just saying like these could just be all words. I don't know the dude. I don't know what
Gotcha.
he's about.
Well-
but we have to wait and see.
No, but
I-
I'm saying he could, like, there could be a lie to say, oh, we donate this much to conservation
But he can also
or to this organization.
He also can
but
show
they
though.
Don't.
If he, I
but
hope
that means
he
being
wants to
transparent
show.
about your finances.
I hope not everything. He could just
No,
be
maybe not everything.
No, he could just be transparent about that aspect of it, and I'll be like, okay, money is going here. I'm fine with it. You know,
Yeah.
like, it's
and
like
I think that the point of, I mean, at the end of the day, this is
the idea is great.
It's a set of standards, a code of ethics
Yeah,
for
yeah, yeah.
sellers
Yes.
from now on to
Yeah.
be able to use this
Which is
platform.
awesome.
So the
Yeah,
next
I
one
like
is
it.
the next one is animal welfare. Every living creature in our care is dependent
That's on
on
the way.
us for their well-being. If we cannot provide them with what they need, we should not have them.
Facts.
Our beliefs. We believe all keepers should commit to providing the care needed to for their animals to remain healthy and thrive in their captive environments. We believe all sellers should commit to finding good homes for the animals they sell. Our actions. We support education and the rehoming of animals through our reptile rescue program. We maintain an active community forum providing education and information from a multitude of experienced keepers. We encourage communication between buyers and sellers before a transaction for a live animal. Transaction for a live animal can be completed. We respond aggressively to any proven allegations of ongoing gross negligence or abuse.
Yep.
All right. Then they have a summary, which I'm just going to read. Okay, I'm going to read just a part of it. Morphmarket continues to do all we can to support these efforts and will always have an eye toward future projects that do even more, which are provide more care information per species, additional support for animal adoption, rescues, and veterinarians, give sellers more information about the experience level of buyers. So,
Fire.
yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
on paper is great.
yeah, on paper. Seems like this dude's doing a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seems like this dude's doing a lot. I hope that we can self-standardize and hold each other at a higher regard. I think that that's something that we've spoken a lot about. And if everything goes well to the changes that Morphmarket is going to be doing, I think that it's going to have a positive experience all around.
Yeah.
And I hope none of the sketchy shit that does happen in the community
Transfers.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
On a different note, check this out. I'm going to show you guys this picture. Knoxville Zoo gets called out by a customer for having a pit bull disguised as a lion.
Fire.
Snoop Dogg posted this. Look at it, look at him, look at him, look at him.
That's amazing.
It's a fucking, look at him.
That's amazing.
I love that. That'll be me, bro.
I
As
don't
a
know if that's
zookeeper.
real or not.
As a
That's
zookeeper,
hilarious.
I'd do that, bro. I'd just send out a dog, run around with the tiger or the lion somewhere, dude.
That was sent to
Fire.
us by one of our listeners. They were like, you guys
That's
need to talk
awesome.
about this. I don't know if this is true, but that's fucking
That's fire.
hilarious.
That's fucking great.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, this
fucking
was like the episode we talked about with robots. It was like, oh, you could just have an automaton out there, and no one would know.
Tino, shut up.
Who would
Let's not
know?
argue now. Let's not.
Who would know? No one would
Happy
know.
stories.
That's
Nobody argued,
obvious. A freaking pit bull in a mane. Everyone knows that.
If you're listening to this, you're a reptile lover. All right. And what do we all need? We need supplies. So we got you covered. Head on over to imperialreptiles.com and use the code REPTILESWITH to get a specific discount special to us and our listeners for your reptile supplies today. One more time, that's imperialreptiles.com. Use the code REPTILESWITH. All right, so I wrote in the on my Instagram, Modern Reptile Shop. Follow me. I wrote things that so we could talk about on the podcast,
Yeah.
what people wanted to respond to. So I'm gonna read a couple of these things. All right. Da-da-da. As you can see, the setup is different because our engineer Eric's not here, so
So sad.
I have to be pushing buttons. All right. Fuck you, Eric. I'm just kidding. I love Eric.
What happens if I push this button?
Don't please.
It's the off button.
All right, so I have a question here. Do you have a favorite sock brand? That is a question
I'm wearing Adidas
from
right
a
now.
Canadian homie.
Does that count?
I don't.
What'd you say?
I'm wearing Adidas right now.
There's I don't know
And
if this
Adidas
is
dropped
like
Kanye, so we're good.
okay. There's a my wife bought me a brand. I don't know if this is the brand name or just
Victoria's Secret?
Yes. Or if it just says this
They're
on
actually
the sock.
panties, dude.
It's called Sockamy.
That's funny.
SAUCKOMY. I sweat a lot, so it helps your boy out. All right. The next thing here is, top things you hate that customers do in reptile shops.
Oh,
Jeez.
I'll do it for the zoo. I could do it for the zoo.
All right, do the reptile shops and you do the
Honestly,
zoo.
I would say taking an animal and going ahead and being like you hear me do the whole spiel. I show you all the things that you need for it, daily care, all this stuff, and then you think that I'm lying to you. You think that I'm like trying to sell
How do
you
you
some
know what they
shit.
think?
Okay, because they don't
Because
believe
they go like
me.
this. They go like this.
They don't believe, like, especially turtles. They'll be like, my fifth cousin dog kept a turtle in a shoebox for like 10 years and he was fine. And I'm like, okay, we don't do that anymore. We know better now. It needs to have a water at least. Come on, bro. And so things like that. Honestly,
If it's
like,
dry enough, it's a tortoise.
yeah.
That's how it works. Dude.
And I
So
understand 'cause
powders
if, like,
are turtles that have never seen water in Africa.
yeah, right. If you go to like
They were
PetSmart,
never blessed with rain in Africa.
if you go to like PetSmart or Petco, yeah, they're probably not going to tell you all the information you need to know. But we're a reptile specialty store. I'm a professional. I'm paid to help you out and to take care of these animals myself.
So
I
he
think I know a
says.
little bit of what I'm doing.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Allegedly. That's what
All
the
right.
job description says.
What are things that you hate that customers do in zoos?
All right, I want to say a few really, really fast. The first one, they throw rocks into the crocodile pools.
That's crazy.
Pisses Christian
Crack
fucking
rocks?
hate.
We're in Florida.
Oh, yo.
No?
A Christian fucking hates that shit
Yeah.
the most. Like, Peter kicks people out. Like, just,
Yeah.
we all fucking hate that shit.
I have an answer for that. Have less rocks at the zoo.
I'm all for it. We're all for it. We've been trying to
Where
argue for
are
that.
people getting rocks?
The floor.
Oh.
Yeah, the
Gotta get
floor.
rid of
Like they're bringing their own
It's
rocks?
a dirt road. Remember, it's a dirt trail.
Oh, that's I'm not gonna lie to you. That's probably a pain in the ass when you're trying to dig for eggs.
Oh, it's different.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like in the enclosures, we put our own substrate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
Just put a sign that says don't throw any rocks.
we've
Oh, that'll
tried.
work.
We've
Oh.
tried, bro.
Yeah,
Banging
people pay
on
attention
glass.
to the
No,
law.
people pay
Did
attention
you
to
not
signs.
listen to
No,
the beginning
bro.
of
You
this
You
podcast?
should have
Bro.
an FWC officer there with like 4 guns.
Yeah, literally. No, bro.
With a bolt
the glass.
gun,
With a
ready to
bolt
shoot
gun.
every
Yeah,
rock.
Listen,
Oh
the
my
venomous snake
God.
area has literally a sticker that says "Don't tap on the glass."
Everyone does that.
I'm like, bro.
Why
Yeah.
not? Why?
Yeah.
That's some shit
My God. Why? Why not?
And then kick out. But
You know what? I'm not gonna lie. With the tapping on the glass, it happens here too. It is annoying because it's like, oh, yo, the animal's trying to sleep, or yo, like you're annoying it.
Yo,
But that's
I'm
like
not
something
gonna
that's
lie
like,
to
when
you.
do they, like,
I'm not gonna lie to you.
how are you gonna stop that?
Whenever I go to a fish store, I definitely go one time. Just because I know, like, the intrusive thoughts, like, bang on it. I don't bang on it,
Yeah,
but I
yeah.
do, like, real quick because I know I just have to do it.
Oh, hello.
At least
You're a bitch.
Or
Yeah.
like when people do like the turtle thing where they're like, oh, follow the food. My
It's
finger's
kind of
food.
different.
I guess.
Different.
Yeah. This next one is enclosures. I don't know exactly what about enclosures, but we all know that prime reptile keeping is done in racks. Anywho.
Actually, you just hit it. I almost forgot. You stupid. You stupid.
His
bro.
argument against
Oh,
racks.
you just hit it. You stop. You stupid.
Yeah.
I'm the
He's
dumb one.
excited. He's excited.
Listen.
All right, go for it.
Okay. African country. Okay.
Can you name one?
A few, but I don't.
Okay.
All right, name one.
Because of
I
what
know
I'm about
that
to say.
he goes, "Can you name one?" He goes a few. Doesn't name one.
Listen.
Proceeds to not
Because
name
I
one.
have to say this. I don't want to just point out one country.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, let's not do that shit right now, dude. Don't do that to me, dog. So, African country that collects ball pythons.
Okay.
Okay,
Why do they do it?
Money.
Why do they need the money?
Because they're
for their
poor.
families.
Because they're what?
Poor.
Do you agree with that?
Not the whole country, but
No,
the people that do it are poor.
Yeah. I just said those people. Because of
No
what?
one with Lamborghinis is collecting ball pythons.
Yeah, come on.
Well,
Because they're what?
they're definitely breeding them. Let's get started. Well,
Because they're what?
Because of lack
Yeah,
of
they're
income.
lack of
Lack
income.
of
Yeah,
income.
low
I'll say.
income.
I'm not gonna call them fucking poor, but
I mean,
Low income is another word
it's
for
not-
poor.
Yeah. It's not
I
a
said
bad
lack
thing.
of income.
It's
I
not a
didn't say
bad
low
thing. It's
income.
not a bad thing. I'm not trying to
I'm
roast or
okay.
nothing.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to roast or
I
nothing.
know.
I'm trying to be serious.
This is a
Okay,
comedy
so
podcast.
They don't have money.
so since they're poor
Yeah.
and they're collecting snakes to make a little bit of money, probably
Okay.
a few cents that we pay them, and then we sell a ball python over here for over 10,000. Yet they don't see a penny of that shit, but somehow we help them. Whatever.
We
Hey,
helped
a
them with
penny
the
is worth like
imports.
10,000 for their
With a
economy.
few cents. No, it don't. Shut up. You don't even know
Did
the
you
math.
just say do like an ASPCA commercial,
Yeah.
bro?
Well, okay, because look, here's the thing. No one is
For
buying.
real.
No one is buying a ball python from Africa and selling it for $10,000.
Angels.
No. But then the industry itself makes that much money. Is my point.
Right.
With the snakes that we get
Right.
from those people, but they don't
Right.
get a cent out of the thousands of dollars. They get like less than 0%
Sure.
of whatever.
Less than 0%.
Yeah, less than
This
0%.
guy's a genius.
Yeah, negative.
Hey,
Negative.
negative
percent.
Bro, if you
cannot have
if
a
you
negative percent.
if you
Move
say,
on,
if you
keep
say-
going.
Okay, point is, they're poor.
Yeah.
They have to keep these snakes
Yo,
to
you're
be able to
roasting
sell
them.
them. What do they keep the snakes on?
Betting you guys, you mean?
No. The enclosures. What are the enclosures?
Racks.
Racks, maybe, yeah. Actually, you
And
know what?
we are
I'm not gonna lie.
we are a country with more money. We are a country with more
Look,
possibilities.
I'm not gonna
We're
lie.
a country that is growing. More technology. Look all the stupid buttons you can press. They don't even know what those buttons are,
Listen,
dude.
listen.
We got food. We got water that you're drinking. You piece of shit.
I'm gonna say this.
We have all these things, and you keep the snakes the same way
No.
as a poor person. You poor
Oh
fuck.
my god. I'm gonna say this. Racks are expensive. So honestly, it would be lucky if there were racks.
Bro,
to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised.
No,
I wouldn't be surprised if they dug a huge pit.
No.
If they dug a hole.
No.
And they just put the balls in the hole and they just grab them from the hole. I would not be surprised if that's how it happens.
Chuck. First
I don't
off,
doubt that
they
at
haven't
all.
always been keeping them in racks. They have not always been keeping them in racks.
They saw the U.S. doing it
Second off,
first. That's one of the Lamborghini owners.
Bro.
That's
Bro.
one of the Lamborghini.
Bro, look at
He's
that rack in the
wearing a
background.
polo, dude.
Look at that rack in the
That's what
background.
He's got a shaved face.
Listen.
hold on.
I'm gonna tell you.
Yo, this is the dumbest argument in the fucking world, and I can't wait to go.
You shut up. Listen. What's the difference between that rack and his? What it's made out of. The end.
Sure.
That's the fucking
end.
whole. But that's
the end.
I mean, yeah, rack.
No.
Rack is a
But
rack.
that's the
Yours
whole
are yours.
fucking argument. That is the whole thing because it's just like, dude, like first off, that is a wooden rack filled with fucking mites, probably. All right, I'm using the Lamborghini.
Wow.
Stop. I'm using
Wow.
the Lamborghini. I got
Assuming
the
they can't
Lamborghini.
take care of it. Assuming they can't take care of
No,
it, dude.
I got
Wow.
I got ARS fucking caging. Get the fuck out of
Lamborghini
here.
of racks.
I'm loaded
It's
with sea
made-
serpents,
it's-
not fucking wood over there.
It's made out of something different. That is, it's still a rack. It's
all
a whack
keep-
rack. It's a
we
whack
all keep
rack.
these fucking animals in plastic. Our plastic is just different shapes and different sizes.
Yeah, but some of them have more space for the snake
we
to
are
stretch out.
inclusive on this podcast. We're inclusive. All right?
Do what?
I don't
Do
think.
what?
See,
These
but see, here's the
enclosures.
thing: you use a rack if you're breeding the animals. Maybe for the breeders, they keep
But
them in the
listen,
racks.
listen.
But the imports, the ones that they're just grabbing out of the wild, like I said, I would not be surprised if
That
they
whole
just dug
thing
a
that
pit,
just
shoved them in the pit, and then just grabbed them out.
I wanted it to be a joke, but now we got it serious over here.
Okay.
I wanted it to be a joke, but we're serious in this bitch now. So the point is, you allow the, like, it doesn't matter what it's made out of. Like you said, it might be made out of the same thing, but you give these animals the same amount of space as the people over there. It's one. Two, on top of that, just because they're breeding them does not change the animal's experience.
Right.
That is all in your head.
Yeah.
It does not change the animal's experience. Just like euthanasia, just because you do it behind the doors, does not change the fact that the animal's gonna die a bloody death.
But the logic is the same like this. They're a developing country, and so because of that, they drive cars. Why are we still driving cars in the United States? We have more money.
It's different.
It's not different.
Yeah, it is.
It's the same thing.
Because low developing countries barely got cars. They got donkeys and fucking camels and shit, dude.
That's a really good donkey impression.
Thank you, dude.
But
Thank you.
it's like, oh, if Rax is the best way to do it, yeah, the only difference is going to be the materials.
It's
quote,
not the best
It's not the best
way.
way, but I'm saying
It's not.
if it is. Cars are the best way to get from A to B.
I'm actually going
and they have cars, and we have cars.
I'm actually going to read this one next real quick because I think that it's going to
relevant.
revolve the same thing. What could help reptile keeping progress? What could help reptile keeping progress further, but also be a profitable business?
I just had a.
I got the answer.
Wait, hold on. This is gonna change the subject just a little bit. I just don't want to forget it. I just saw this guy I followed. I don't even know why the fuck I followed him. Like I don't know.
You love him.
I don't know the guy. Like, I can't find him right now if I tried. So I guess I followed him. He was live. I pressed it. You know what they were talking about? They're people in the UK talking about the unethical keeping in the US in rats.
Wild.
Yeah.
And
Is
it
on
was
YouTube?
like,
Look it up.
huh? No. It was on Instagram.
Oh.
So they have to go live again.
Yeah,
Like, bro, they were like going in. I was like,
crazy.
that's what they think of us.
Yeah.
And it's like the guy was talking about the way he makes money.
We were just talking about quote quote Africa.
We won the war.
No, we were just talking about
opinions don't matter.
guys. We were just talking about
We
quote
kicked them
quote.
the fuck out of here.
No.
The fuck are we talking
with that
about?
shit.
dude?
I'm with that shit, but-
We were just talking about quote quote African country. We did the same thing that the UK just did to us.
You know what
yes,
they do over there?
yes,
You know what they
yes.
do over there? Drink tea. We have coffee here. The Reptiles with coffee.
Oh my god.
I'm kidding. But look, I'm not gonna lie to you. Okay, another part of that ethics things with the racks is, I think what we have to ask ourselves. It's because I don't think the problem is the rack. It's not the rack. It's the size of the enclosure and the lighting and heating. Those are the actual two problems.
Yeah.
I think that's what we need to tackle. Just saying.
I think this is how you do
I
it.
agree.
We are able to figure
I can
those
agree.
things out.
I can agree.
Where we could be at least a little bit more ethically and morally there.
Like if you had
then
a
we could
rack,
figure out
if you had a
how
rack
to-
for small snakes, I would not say shit.
My snakes are
Look,
average.
I'm gonna say
Shut up.
if the racks have any place, it's with baby snakes that you don't intend to keep. There's no reason to have them. Like, there's no reason to give a baby corn snake a 4x2x2
Yeah,
enclosure
and
when
that's
you have
what
20
matters.
of them.
That in itself is like morally weird
Why?
because you should offer what you can for each animal. That's just morally weird.
Okay, so you have 20
I'm not
ball
saying-
pythons.
I'm not saying
you should
I-
give them all your rooms.
No, I'm not saying I disagree with you, but like just morally, it's still not there.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, it's just morally not there. Oh, because this one's for sale, I treat
No,
it
not for
less.
sale, but also because it's a baby.
Yeah, I
You
bet
don't
this one's
intend
a
to keep
baby.
the animal.
I'm not
But-
gonna say
but
what
it's
I was
also
gonna
'cause
say.
this,
I'm
it's
not
also
gonna
'cause
say-
this.
I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say.
It's also because this. If it's there for a short amount of time, it suffers. Let's say it's suffering. It suffers for less.
Yo,
but
you
your
fucking
breeder
snakes are
animal is going to
suffering,
be
dog?
there for probably at least 5 to 10 years.
Yeah.
You know?
It's not
So
mine.
it's going to be in this rack for a long time.
We
Whereas
got
the
two
babies
more,
don't
we
have
got
to
two
be.
more.
Oh, I was going to say how you do the freaking. How do you make
freaking?
money with reptiles but increase the care for them?
Yeah.
You produce higher quality animals. Instead of producing, let's say,
right. Yeah, go for it.
Let's say you're
Go for it.
producing-
How are you gonna produce a high-end fucking Sudanese plated lizard? That shit doesn't
you
exist.
just get a couple. You just get a couple and you breed them.
Okay, this one is 75, but that one 500. Why? Because it's high.
It has it has a speck right there. That's a mite. It's a speck.
I don't disagree.
People do
with
that.
you. I don't disagree with
I'm just
you.
talking shit.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with you. You are right. If you, I'll do you one better. If you're producing higher end animals, I feel like you should put you do have the money to have a little more effort in your care.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that makes a little more sense.
You know what I think about sometimes?
Wait, that's weird because of the thing that we spoke about with Africa. I think I just became a hypocrite. We're
Wait,
all
why?
hypocrites here, right, guys?
Yeah.
That's just what we do.
Yeah.
We're all the same.
Yeah. How does that feel?
All right, so
How does it feel?
this one right here says, get rid of the loud guy who works with crocodiles. I can't get past 5 minutes of the video without him talking.
Sorry, guys, I gotta go.
Go suck a dick.
And then the other one is, do you think I could sustain myself off banana rapashi?
Why?
Can this person sustain themselves
Did
solely
a crested gecko write that?
on banana rapashi?
I mean,
You need a lot of banana rapashi.
if you like diarrhea, dude,
need
go
a-
ahead. It's gonna be a fucking
I don't
ice
think
cream.
that
It's
that's-
gonna come out like
lot.
this.
Oh
I don't
my
think that's
gosh.
FDA approved.
Yeah, no, I don't
No,
think
no,
so,
no,
dude.
no, no.
I don't think
I don't
Rapashi
think
would
so.
like us to answer that, so allegedly.
Allegedly.
Likely, probably.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. You know what? It says not for human consumption because they don't want to let you in on the secret. They don't want to use. They don't want you using 100% of your brain power.
Stop, dude. What if this person really believes
Allegedly.
you?
They're like, they don't even put water in it. They eat it
I'll show
dry.
you guys who it is. I'll show you guys who it is. I'll show you guys who it is.
They spit and then eat
Look
it.
Oh my
at
god.
this. Look at this. We know this person.
We know this person.
Yeah.
Fire.
Fire.
Yes, you can.
Girl, what the fuck?
You can.
But she does like the taste. That's why.
Yeah.
She does like the taste.
The banana. I don't know. Artificial banana's nasty.
We may or may not be
Yeah.
doing a Rapashi Pangea taste test in this channel eventually, so keep following along.
Yes.
Anything that you guys want to say real quick? Because I'm going to tag something real quick. I'm going to be super
you're good,
fucking
you're good. Tag.
selfish.
Go ahead.
My music's out right now. It's going to be in the description. By the
Yes.
time this is out, my music is out, and if you like rock and metal music, this was the
Yeah.
Reptiles With Podcast. Goodbye.